from Shankaracharya's Shivananda Lahari. This is on page 184 of Universal Prayers. The second one on the page. Om Tvatpadamvajamarchayami paramam Tvam chintayam yanvaham Tvamisham sharanam rajami vachasa Tvameva yache vibho Vriksham me disha chakshushim sakarunam Divyaischiram prarthitam Shambho loka guru madhya manasah Saukhyopadesham kuru. This prayer to the Lord, seeking peace of mind, tranquility of mind. O beneficent preceptor of the universe, I offer worship unto thy lotus feet and contemplate daily on the Supreme Self. I surrender myself unto thee and with my words supplicate thee. Pray, vouchsafe unto me a gracious glance, long sought after even by the gods, and do thou instruct me in the methods of attaining tranquility of mind. This translation is old style English, translated by Swami Yatishwaranji. He was a very great sadhu. He was in this country, in Philadelphia, in the 1940s. Some 8 or 9 years he was there, and there was a small ashram. He went, when he left, I think he went from here to Germany, or he went from Germany, he came and went to Bangalore, something. When he left, no other Swami came from India, Belgium. We closed the ashrama and then went back to India. He was in Bangalore. So that's Swami's translation. Anyway, seeking peace of mind from God, tranquility. If we have peace of mind, if nothing bothers us, then it doesn't matter what happens. Good or bad ill health, or good health, money or no money. If nothing bothers, if you are peaceful inwardly, unconditionally peaceful, then there is nothing else. So that is prayer. Now we'll continue. Chapter 18. We have to do sloka number 15 or 16.
17, Maharaj.
17. Very good. Okay. So in very good. In verses 16 onwards, the question until 2 or 3 slokas, 16 and 17, 2 slokas, they deal with the question of who is the doer of all actions. It has come before in earlier chapters. It has come up again briefly for review. Let us do sloka number 16 again. Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyakha pashyati akrita buddhitvat nasa pashyati durmatihi. The tatraivam sati, that being the case, reference to the previous topic. What being the case? What was the topic he discussed? The 5 factors that affect all work. In the slokas 13, 14, 15, especially in the 14th verse, 5 factors were listed. These 5 factors are the cause of all action. Everything that happens, these 5 factors are involved. These 5 factors we have to study very carefully, repeatedly, because everything that we do depends upon these five factors. Some of them we can control. One of them we cannot control. So whatever we can control, that we have to control and create best working environment. Whatever we cannot control, we have no choice there. So the five factors we have to study again and again. Listed in sloka number 14. First one is adhishthanam. Adhishthanam is the environment, which is the body. Immediate environment, all action happens in the body. Body includes the mind. Adhishthanam, environment. If the environment is not conducive, then work will not be successful. Environment affects the work deeply. And the next environment, the body functions in a bigger environment, namely the workplace or the family or wherever work happens. That environment also affects the quality of the work and the result of work. That environment exists in a bigger environment, namely the city, the state where the office or family is located, the condition in that city or state. That exists in a bigger environment, the country in which it exists. All of these things affect our work. Some affect more to a bigger extent. Some have very little effect on our work. And the whole country and this whole world is the bigger environment. If there is no peace in some part of the world, then that affects life in other remote parts of the world because of interconnection. It's more so in the modern world where technology has brought us all together. Earlier, it was not the case. 100 years ago, before all this computer technology, communication, transportation became available or developed, cities, small villages used to be in isolation. Every village had its own, it would grow its own food. It had its own blacksmith, its own grocery store, its own everything, self-contained. Whatever happened in the next village 15 miles ago, it didn't bother. They didn't know, it didn't affect that much. That's not the case now. Any event that happens in some part of this world has the potential to affect life of people in different faraway parts of the world. So that we know, adhishthanam. So that how much control we have, we can control the immediate environment. My body is the first environment. I can keep my body in good shape as much as possible by taking care of it, being providing a better environment for work, mind also. All action starts in the mind, generally as thought. So that is some control we have. But in a larger environment, what happens in the country, in the society, in the world, we can control. Okay. Second factor is adhishthanam tatha karta. There we have more control. Karta means the doer. If one work is done by me, I'm a karta, we're all kartas. Karta means body, mind, sense organs, everything. Then I would do it in a certain way, depending upon my ability, my knowledge, and my skill. But if some other person does the same work with better skills, greater knowledge, and better bodily ability, he can do the same work in a much more efficient way, and the result will be much better. So the karta, we have some control there. I can be a better doer by improving my personality, getting more knowledge, training, etc. So if I'm doing the Gita class now, there are 2 people in the audience, and there are 23 people watching on Zoom. That is the work that I'm doing. If the same Gita class were to be done by Swami, some other Swami, Sarvapriyanji, for example, if you do the same class, there'll be 500 people. He is coming to your center next week, right? So we are doing it in a bigger place, 500 people audience. So and more 1,000 people will be watching online. So the same activity, right? But karta is different. Everybody has different degrees of ability and knowledge, skill. It will. So karta, there's some control we have, but I can't become like him. So inherent limitations are there. I can do the best I can, that's all. Adhishtanam tatha karta. Then third factor is karanam, instrument. The first level of instrument are the sense organs, hands and eyes, ears. So if they are not working properly, then my quality of work will suffer. Result will not be satisfactory. How much control I have over the instruments? To some extent, I can keep them in good shape, taking care of them. I can wear glasses if I cannot see properly. I can wear hearing aid if I cannot hear properly. To some extent, we can improve, but not completely. Limitations are there. Age also is a factor. So karanam. And the other instruments are the instrument that we use. The computer and the whatever instrument is required in work in a lab. So those instruments also determine quality and maintenance. If they are properly maintained in good shape, they'll or will be good, work will be good. If they're not well maintained, if there is some malfunction, then our work will suffer. The instruments. Karanam cha pratak vidam. Then fourth one is vividascha pratak cheshta. Cheshta means work or effort, the quality of my work. There I have some control. I can work better, improve the quality of my work. By paying more attention to what I do, getting more training, practicing more, I can improve. The same work I can do better if I put in more effort to prepare well. So there are some control is there. Vividascha pratak. They're also not full control. Because if you are working for a company or a government or some other employer, then the workplace has its own limitation. You can only this kind of work, you cannot do that. Some limitations are there. Within that, those constraints you have to work. The fifth one is Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. The fifth one is Daivam. Daivam is interpreted in different ways. Shankaracharya's interpretation is the presiding deities presiding over our sense organs. Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. There is Daivam eva atra eteshu chaturtushu panchamam panchanam puranam adityadi chakshuradi anugrahakam. Deity is presiding over various sense organs. He says, example he gives, Aditya or Chakshu. Aditya means his sun. He presides over our eyes, sense of vision. So people who have eye problem, they pray to the Lord Sun, Aditya. He provides all light for us to see. Like that, we have some understanding in our culture, spiritual heritage. Our minds are affected by Brahaspati and also by moon. So this is one factor. You can pray to the presiding deity, but that is not the only meaning of Daivam. Another very important meaning of Daivam is the effect of past actions. Daivam is defined in, there is a saying in Hitopadesha, a classic book giving instruction on how to live, values of life. There it says, Purva Janma Kritam Karma Taddaivam Kathyate. Purva Janmam Kritam Karma, work done in the previous life, affecting our work in the present, like we do in the present life. Even in this life, what we did before, even in this life, is affecting your work now. If I had done very good work in the past, if I had received good training and practice and everything, my work will be of a better quality right now, what I am doing now. If I had been careless and wasted my time in the past, in this life, then my work will not be of good quality. Similarly, work done in the previous life or lives also has affects the work that I'm doing, the quality of work and the product of work. So all these factors we studied before, But we have to study them again and again and see wherever we can make some change, some improvement, there we have to do that one to be a better karta. So that we will frequently remind ourselves these 5 factors. That being the case, tatraivam sati, coming back to verse 16 now. That means these 5 factors causing all work to happen, controlling the quality of work, the 5 factors, and controlling the product of work, result of work. Then who is the doer? Then the 5 factors. They are the cause of all actions. Karanam. Tatraivam sati. That being the case, some people in the second line is last word is durmatihi. Durmati means a person whose mind is not clear. A person whose mind is clear, thinking is clear, what is he called? Sumati. Sumati means a person with clear thinking ability. Mind is clear. Durmati means a person whose mind is not clear because he has not studied properly, some bad action done in the past is clouding the mind. That person, Durmati, is such a person. What does such a person think? Atmanam kevalam yaha pashyati. That person thinks Atman is the doer. Tatraivam sati, that being the case, the 5 factors being the cause of all actions. Atmanam kartaram yaha pashyati. The person who sees the Atman as the self, karta means the doer. Atman as the doer. The body, mind, sense organ, they are the doers. All actions happen there. The 5 factors. Atman is not the doer. Atman is pure consciousness. Atman, no action there. Nishkriya. He is Sachidananda. For Sachidananda, there is no action, there is no karma, no karma phala. Above all these things. All actions happens in nature, prakriti, body, mind, sense, organ, sense, object, their action happens. Atman remains free. But a person of unclear thinking, akrita buddhitva. Akrita buddhitva means whose mind is not cultured, not refined, not studied well, not understood well. Thinking ability is limited. Such a durmati, such a person, atmanam kartaram pashyate. Thinks that Atman is the doer. Saha na pashyate, he does not see at all. Person who sees Atman as the doer, he is totally misunderstanding. Atman is not the doer. Atman is above action and karma phala, everything. So I am that Atman. Jnani thinks I am the Atman, not the body and the mind. For him, for the Jnani, him or her, no action, no karma phala, free. That is studied before. We'll review that one. Who can become free from the bondage of action and fruit of action? Karma phala. Ordinary people are stuck in this. For a person, an ordinary person does actions through body, mind, sense, organ. Result also will come. Good, bad. So that person enjoys and suffers. Does action, suffers or enjoys the fruit of action, then more action, more karma phala. That person gets stuck in the cycle of karma phala. Because of desire, action happen. Desire, karma phala. Ordinary people get stuck in the cycle. They continue from birth to birth, life after life. But a jnani becomes free from karma phala. There is no karma phala. Pure consciousness. How to become a jnani? An ajnani sees the Atman as the doer. That's a total misunderstanding. Atman is not the doer. Body, mind, sense, the 5 factors, they are the doers. So that misunderstanding has to be corrected. If I think I'm the body, mind, then I'm the doer. Such a person who thinks is the body and the mind does not know the truth. He's not the body and the mind. You are the Atman. Vedanta says you are that Atman. Tattamasi, Tam Brahmasmi. That's the truth. Those who don't know the truth mistakenly think that they are the body and the mind. They think they are the doers. And they go through the cycle of karma phala. But we want to rise above them, become free from this cycle. We don't want to get stuck in this cycle forever. Such a person is a jnani, becomes free from all limitations, achieves liberation, freedom from all suffering. So who is such a person? How can he reach the state? That is explained in the 4th chapter. There were several slokas in the 4th chapter. We'll not go to them in detail, but quickly. How can I become? The question is, how can I become free from the cycle of karma phala? How can you realize that I am not the body man, I am the Atman? Who is such a person? What does it take for us to reach the stage of rising above karma phala? Then nothing affects us, I am Atman. So those are described in the 4th chapter. And also it will come in it has come in the present chapter. 4th chapter, there are many slokas. I will point out 2 slokas. Chapter 4, sloka number 20 and 22. We did it before. Quickly we shall review them. How can I the question is, how can I become free from the bondage of karma phala, and enjoy my true status as Atman? When can I become free from the compulsion to work and suffer the consequences of work? So let us go to sloka number 420. We can all do that one, but it takes a lot of effort. It's 420. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayah karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. A person, though performing actions, karmani abhipravritto, though engaged in action, saha naiva kinchit karoti, does not do anything, no kartritvam. Action is happening to the body mind. That will go on. We can't stop that action. Continuously action is happening. Voluntary, involuntary actions are happening in the body mind. But I am not the doer. I am above that one. How to reach the state, understanding? So simple things are there. 2 things, 3 things we can do. Karma phala sangam tyaktva. That we have to do. From beginning, Bhagavan has been repeatedly telling, give up attachment to karma phala, from 2nd chapter onwards. So I do karma, I can't stop doing karma, but I give up attachment to karma phala asaktam tyaktva. Phala sangam tyaktva. Giving up attachment to karma phala. Work is happening, I'm doing it, but I'm not the doer. Sense organs, body, these are the doers. And I don't want the fruit of action. I'm offering all the work I do to the Lord. Then I'm free. No karma phala for me. Karma phala sangam tyaktva nitya triptaha means ever content over what we have. Greed is a big problem. The opposite of contentment is greed. The more greedy a person has, more suffering he or she will have. With whatever is there, I'm content. But does not mean complacency. We sometimes mistake contentment to be complacency. Complacency means unwilling to exert, laziness, not wanting to do the best, just doing minimum and getting away with it. That is complacency, not contentment. Contentment means inwardly doing the best we can, high quality work that I can do. At the same time, not attached to the fruits of actions. Contentment in regard to property, possessions, etc. Not in regard to spiritual practice. We should not say, I'm doing 15 minutes japa in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, I'm content. That is not contentment. That is laziness. That is complacency. I gave another example when we were discussing this 420. If a student is getting poor grades, C's and D's, and the parent says, why don't you study hard and get at least some B's and some A's? The student says, I'm contented. Gita says, be content with what you have. So I'm C's and D's, I'm content. No, that's not content. The student has some problem, well, learning disability or lack of motivation or something is there. So that's not contentment, that's complacency. So Nitya Tripta means ever content with what we have, not seeking more for enjoyment, pleasure, happiness, possession. But Nirashraya, being not dependent on anything else. Finding happiness within oneself, not looking for happiness in the outside sense objects, world and fame, money, etc. They don't bring happiness. Happiness within Nirashraya. Karmani abhipravrittopi. Such a person, even if engaged in action, naiva kinchit karoti saha, does not do anything. That means he's free from the notion of kartritam. I am the doer, agency for action is given up. The work is happening. I am the Atman, I am not the doer. That's very high status. So like this, to become free from attachment to karma, karma phala. There are other simpler ways to do that one. Then we go to sloka 422. Yadrichhalabha santushto dvandvatito vimatsaraha samassiddhava siddhaucha kritvapi na nibadyate. Though action is happening, he would, after performing actions also, na nibadyate, does not become bound by the action or fruit of action. How is that one? How that is done? Yadrichhalabha santushtaha, same, santushti, contentment comes. Whatever comes on its own, without seeking unsolicited benefits or whatever, with that being content. This can be misunderstood as lack of motivation. Is Vedanta teaching us to not be motivated and work hard, just to remain whatever comes, be like that? That's not the intent of this teaching. Intent is, after having done our best quality work, whatever result comes, with that I am content. If result is not satisfactory, I don't become upset or angry. If result is more than what I expected, more successful, I will not be elated and celebrate too much. I remain calm. But I always do my best. Dvandvatitaha, free from the pairs of opposites. What are the dvandvas? Our mind oscillates between one extreme to other extreme and goes through all the intermediate stages. Why sometimes I'm very happy, celebrating, joyful, sometimes very depressed, unhappy, depressed, angry, sometimes in between. No, remaining calm in the mean position. Good things happen, bad things happen. We can't stop. But whatever happens, good or bad, I remain calm. That is median, mean position, central position. That is calmness of mind, in spite of disturbances. Dvandvatita vimatsaraha, free from jealousy. Such a person, samasiddhava siddhavacha. This comes many times. Siddhi means success, asiddhi means failure. Somehow we remain calm, because as these are the 5 factors, they determine the outcome of the work. Sometimes other factors, daivam, what other people do, their work affects the quality of our work. I may have done the best work, but if the other person who participated in the same project, he does not do his or her work properly, then that affects my work also. Because everything is interdependent these days. So now how much control do I have? Same thing, family. If a family has 3 children, parents give the same upbringing, loving upbringing, everything. 2 children go one way, one child goes the other way. One child does everything wrong and gets into trouble, brings a lot of grief. 2 children do well in school, normally they grow up, they bring a lot of happiness. So how much control do the parents have? They did everything they could for all the 3 children in the same way. But each child brings its own past karma to work out in its life. And neither the child has any control over its past karma, nor the parents have any control. Therefore, having done our best, we should accept failure if it happens calmly, after having our best efforts. Samasiddhava siddhavacha kritvapi nanibhadyate. Such a person, though engaged in action, remains free. So these things we saw before. So all of these things are included in 16 and 17. Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha pashyati akrita buddhitvat, because of undefined mind, not given to thinking deeply on any topic, superficial thinking, and not well informed, no study of scriptures, no thinking, no reflection. Such a person thinks kevalam atmanam kartaram pashyati. Think the Atman is the doer. Kevalam means one alone, one without a second. Such Atman has no action. Sachidananda has no action. And a wise person says, I am that, I have no action. That we saw in earlier chapters. That is what we should try to do. We should perform all our actions in the best way we can, to the best of our ability. Dedicate all our actions to the Lord. As Sri Krishna said many times, and I am free. I've done my part. Result is not up to me. Success, failure is not up to me. Everything. I accept what comes calmly. Even if failure comes, I will not be disturbed. Siddhya siddhyo samabhutva. Samatvam yoga uchyate. 248. So then we'll go to the next sloka, 17. 17. Yasya naham krito bhavo buddhir-yasya na lipyate hatvapi sa imam lokan nahanti nanibadhyate. Such a person who has risen above the karma phala entanglement. Such a person, yasya nahankrita bhava, whose mind is free from egotism. Ahankara means egotism. Egotism means I am the doer, I command this much, I am the head of the department, I have so much power, I have so much knowledge, I am doing this, I must get the benefit. All ahankara. That is a great harm to the person. We should not be, we should be humble. I am doing my best. By the grace of God, all this opportunity to work has come. It's a gift. And I am doing the best quality work I can do without expecting any praise or benefit. Whatever comes, I'm offering it to the Lord. I'm free from karma phala. With humility, with gratitude, with love, we have to work. No attachment to karma phala. Yasya naham krita bhavo, whose mind is, whose attitude is unegotistic. Nahankrita bhava. Ahankrita, na is also added there. Na ahankrita bhava, whose mind is free from egotism. Egotism means I'm the doer, I must get the benefit. Opposite of that is I'm the only the instrument, I'm the servant of God, I'm doing it as service, offering as puja, as worship. Everything belongs to the Lord. Karma phala is offered to him. I am free. That is ahankrita bhava, without egotism. Yasya nahankrita bhavo, yasya buddhi na lipyate, whose mind is not tainted by egotism, ignorance. Buddhi na lipyate, not tainted by egotism. Saha, such a person, iman lokan, these worlds, or these people, these beings, hatvapi, even if he kills, nani badhyate, not born. He does not kill. This is exaggeration. In the commenting on this verse, Ranganathanji Maharaj says, why would such a person kill somebody? He practices total ahimsa, non-violence. But it meaning is whatever such a person does, he or she is not bound by the fruits of action. So we should not take it literally. Why would such a person kill somebody and remain unaffected? That's not. So it's a little bit of exaggeration is there. Hatvapi, whatever such a person does, nanibadhyate, is not bound by the actions. Who is such a person? Nahankrita bhavo yasya. His mind is free from egotism. Egotism means I am the doer, I want the benefit of this work. That is egotism. Absence of that is nahankrita bhava means I'm an only instrument, I'm a servant, I'm doing it as offering, as worship, as puja, as a servant. Everything belongs to the Lord. That is na ahankrita bhava. We all studied all of that before. So there are several ways, attitudes with which we can do work. Let us discuss 4 or 5 different things we can do when you do somebody important in this context. How can I become an ahankrita bhava? How can I become free from egotism and free from result of action? The worst thing that I can do, worst position, is I am the doer, I get the benefit. Where did we study this one? Chapter 3, sloka 27. There, this worst, we should not do that one. That is the worst thing we can do, is to think that I am the doer. There, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Prakritehe kriyamanani gunaihi sarva karmasha sarvani karmasha sarvasha. All the actions are being done by the components of Prakriti. Prakritehe gunaihi sarvani karmani kriyate. But a foolish person thinks I am the doer, Ahankara vimodhatma karta ahamiti manyate. Aham karta, I am the doer. Everybody, some people like to think I am doing this one. Some people say what other people do, that also I am doing it. They take other people's work, take credit for that work. Someone does the hard work and this person say, oh, I did that one. So that is total foolish. Ahankar vimudhatma. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is a strong verse there. We should never do that one. The opposite, exact opposite, that is to say, I'm not the doer at all. Highest. That comes in chapter 5, slokas 8 and 9. The Jnani's position. Jnani does all the work. Says, I'm not the doer. Total relinquishment of agency for action. I'm not the doer at all. Work is happening. But he or she says, I'm not the doer. How is it possible? He will explain that word. Slokas 8 and 9 in chapter 5. Their Jnani's position, which is very high, we'll study that one, but we'll settle for something more convenient, more doable. The Jnani says, Naiva kinchit karomi iti yuktaha manyeta tattvavit. Yukta means a person who is practicing yoga, jnana yoga or karma yoga, any yoga. Tattvavit, who knows the truth, that he is not the body man, he is the Atman. That's the truth. One knows that tattvavit, though engaged in action, says, Naiva kinchit karomi, I'm not doing anything. He's doing action, but says, I'm not doing anything. If you ask him, you're doing all the, how can you say you're not doing all the action? A Jnani does same actions as a Jnani. Pashyan, Srunman, Spushan, Jigran, Kashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Shwasan, Pralapan, Visarjan, Granan, Unmishan, Emishanapi. So, chapter 5, sloka 8 and 9. This. All the actions are being done, like eating, walking, talking, sleeping. Jnani does or Jnani does. Jnani says, I'm the doer, I'm karta. Jnani says, I'm not doer, naiva kinchit karami. So if you ask the Jnani, you're doing all these things, how can you say you're not the doer? The Jnani says, Indriyani indriyartheshu vartante. All actions are happening by one or more sense organs, Indriyani. Indriyartham is one or more sense objects. The book is there, I'm holding the book. Who is holding the book? My hands. Why do they hand hold the book? Mind says hold the book. Mind action originates in the mind. Mind says hold the book. Pick up the book. And picks up the book. Book is the object. Where is the I? I'm not the mind. I'm not the hand. I'm not the book. I'm not the table on which book either. There is no I at all. But still I am picking up the book. Ajnani says, because I identify with the body, mind, sense organ, hand. Jnani does not do. Jnani says, I'm the Atman, I'm not the mind, I'm not the body, I'm not the hand, I'm none of these things. I'm the Atman. But action is happening in the body, mind, sense organs are doing the action. I'm not there. No, I'm not karta. That is very high. I can't do that one, honestly, because I have the feeling I'm the doer. I have the feeling I'm the doer. As long as that feeling I'm the doer, agency, kartritvam is there, so long I cannot say I'm not the doer. Very high state of awareness, Atman, that they can do. So what I may do, what can I do now? I can't say I'm not the doer because I feel I'm the doer. And I don't want to be the Ahankara Vimodhatma, always saying I'm the doer. So what should I do? Bhagavan gives 3 more actions for people like us to do. People like us who are not Jnanis. I don't know that I'm not experiencing my Sachidananda. I know theoretically I know the Atman, but I'm not experiencing. I'm experiencing only body mind. So for such people like me, what is the way out? What we should think when we do the work? 3 different things can be done. One is to think I'm doing everything. I can say I'm the doer and think that I'm doing it only as an offering to God. Are you still there? Intact. I am the doer, all right. But I am doing it as an offering. Sri Krishna says, whatever you do, offer it to me. Many times he says. Bhagavan says, whatever you do, offer it to me. That way I is still there, I am the doer is still there. But I am offering to God, so I become free from karma phala. I am offering it to God. I am the doer, but I did it, I do it, I offer it to him. So I am free from karma phala. That's one way. Where did we study that one? Many places in the Gita. chapter 3, sloka number 30. Please make a note of that one, 330. We have to study it again and again. There, Bhagavan gives 5 instructions on how to do what, all of which we can do. We are discussing something which all of us can do, not like a jnani who says, I'm not to do, I can do that one. So this I can do. What is the instruction? Bhagavan gives in 330, chapter 3, sloka 30, 5 things. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya, first instruction. The Lord says, sarvani karmani, whatever action you do, all your work, mai sanyasya, dedicate it to me, offer it to me. How? Mentally, physically, I cannot do anything to God, give anything to God. That comes in the 18th chapter, later in this chapter. Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya. Mentally, only offering has to be done. Work has to be done. I'm offering it to God. Then I'm free. I'm doing the work, but I'm free from karma phala. I'm offered it to God. One way. Second instruction is adhyatma chetasa. Same verse number 30, chapter 3. Vai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa. 5 things we have to keep in mind. That's why I'm repeating it. There's a lot of repetition, but these are important. Second instruction is adhyatma chetasa. Remembering the divine presence within me. Adhyatma means God within me and within everybody involved in the work. Seeing the presence of God in all the actions I do, in everybody involved in it, including me. Other meaning of, in the Shankara commentary, he gives a different instruction. He says, as a servant of God, you should do as a servant. Ishvaraya britya iva sarvani karmani karomi iti matya. Shankara's commentary on 330. Ishvara means the Lord, God. Britya means a servant. I am a servant of God. Whatever I am doing it as a service, my humble service to my Prabhu, my Lord. God is my Prabhu, my Lord. That attitude is easier, better. Only mentally you have to think. I'm a servant of God. I'm doing this work I'm doing. He's given me this work. His Lord has given me this work. I'm doing it as my humble service to him. And may he accept it. That way I'm free from karma phala. Second instruction. 330, we are still doing 330. Third instruction is Nirashi Bhutva. Asha means hope or expectation. No expectation that I will benefit from this work. Nirashi does not mean a hopeless person. We should have hope. Nirashi means not expecting benefit for oneself. Work will be done, benefit will come, but it's for everybody, for the Lord, for everybody else. I also will be included in it. Supposing I'm doing this class, and doing it for not only for myself, for everybody else. In that everybody, I'm also included. I get more benefit. Not specific only for myself, for everybody. So while mother cooks food in the kitchen every day, not for herself, for the whole family, for guests, for children, for parent, for husband, for guests, everybody cooks the food with love, not for herself, for everybody. So, Bhrityaiva as a servant, Nirashibhut, not expecting anything from for myself, personal benefit. May everybody benefit. In that, I'll be included. Nirmamo bhutva. Mama means mind, giving up attachment to I and mine. I am doing, I must get the money. I must be kept low as possible. Ahankara must be kept low. I am doing it only as servant of God, that the Lord has given me this opportunity to serve him. I do it the best of my ability, offer it to him. I'm only a servant, like that. Nirmamo bhutva. Fifth instruction is Vigata jvaraha. Free from anxiety, stress, jealousy, anger. These are all fever, mental fever. Out of anger, we should not do something. Out of jealousy, we should not do something. To compete with somebody, he did this much, I'm going to show I can do more. Work is done, but without motivation. Not like that. Not to prove something. Not out of jealousy, not out of anger. Why am I stuck with this? Let me get it done now. Joyfully, with love and with great love and gratitude, nicely, happily, or to do the work. Work is a privilege, as you saw before. 5 instructions. Like this, many places Bhagavan has said, 927. Whatever you do, offer it to me. Yat karoshi yadashnasi yad johoshi dadasi yat Yat tapasya kaunteya tat kurusha madarpanam. Whatever you do, offer it to me. So that can be easily done. Mentally only we have to offer. That everybody can do. Then when I offer something, I'm free from attachment to karma phala. Easy. I can still there. The doer is still there. Another way to become free from karma phala is to do everything as worship. That will come in this chapter 18, sloka 46. There Bhagavan is going to say, whatever work you do it as by worship. So karmana tamabhyarcha siddhi mindati manava. We'll study that later, 1846. So karmana tamabhyarcha, worshipping him, some means the Lord. How? By doing our work as worship. Whatever work I'm doing, it's done as worship of God. So then I'm free from karma phala. Like that one. One more way is there, which is a little bit difficult, but can be done. That is being an instrument in the hands of the Lord. The Lord is the doer. I have a role to play as only an instrument. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says this to Arjuna. Sri Krishna says, Arjuna was thinking, I'm the doer. How can I kill Bhishma, Drona, Karna? I'm the killer. I'm the fighter. How can I do this when they don't want to do like this? He was thinking, he's the doer. Sri Krishna, no, you're not the doer. I'm the doer. Directly he says, I'm the doer, Bhagavan. You know where he said this one in the Gita? Lord Krishna says, you're not the doer, I'm the doer. To Arjuna, he said that one. Chapter 11, sloka 33. Vishwarupa Darshana chapter. There, the Lord directly says to Arjuna, you are not the doer. I am the doer. I've done it already. Then what is your role? Just instrument in my hand. Tasmat, 1133. Tasmat uttam uttishta. Get up and fight. Arjuna says, you don't want to fight. Get up and fight. Uttishta. Shola Baswa, you get the fame. You get the name that you are the killer. You are the fighter. Satrun Jim Chitwa, conquering the enemies. Rajam Samruddham Bhungshwa. Enjoy the large kingdom. 1133. Then his second line. Maya eva ete niyataha purvameva. Please note this one. Lord says, Maya eva, by me alone, purvameva, already it's been done deal. Ete niyataha, all these people who think you are going to kill, all have been killed by me. Niyataha means done. Who are they? Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Duryodhana, Dushasana, all those Kaurava people. Arjuna thought, hey, I'm going to kill. How can I kill them? Like this was saying, he's thinking he's the doer. Sri Krishna, forget it. You are not the doer. I am the doer. See, this is we studied in 1133. Please remember that one. Then what is your role? Nimitta matram bhava. He says to Arjuna, just be the instrument in my hand. There's another position we can take. God is the doer, I am only the instrument. There is a very well-known popular song that Sri Ramakrishna was fond of. Shakali Timari Icha, Icha Moye Taratami, Tomor Karmo Teme Korama, Loke Bale Koryami. O Divine Mother, everything happens by your will. Shakali Timari Icha. Tomor Karmo Teme Korama. You do your work. The Divine Mother does every work. Loke Bole Amikori. People think I'm the doer. Mistaken. She is the doer. There is another position. But to be able to do that, we have to really believe that I'm only an instrument. If I think I'm the doer, then the other thing is better, offering everything to God. So in this way, one way or the other, we have to become free from karma phala. That is the conclusion. Yasana ahankrato bhavo buddhir yasana lipate. A person who does not have the sense of egotism, na ahankrata bhava, whose mind is not tainted by egotism. Such a person, whatever he or she does, is not bound by the fruits of action. That is the way to become free from the cycle of karma phala. So that the topic ends there. Very important topic. And we have to go back and repeat, recapitulate periodically. Now a new topic begins. So number 18 onwards. Jnanam jneyam parijñāta trividha karma chodana karanam karma karteti Trivida karma sangraha. In any action, three factors are included. This kartru, karma, karana. We'll study that one. So, jnanam jnayam, in the knowledge. Jnana means knowledge. Jnayam means object of knowledge. Parignata means one who knows. Knower, knowing, and knowledge. Three things, three aspects. Trivida karma chodana. Karanam karma karteti. Trivida karma sangha. Karana means instrument or something that is to be done. Karma means the action itself. Karta means the doer. These three things are involved in everything. There's a word to denote these things. In any action, three aspects are there. Action itself, object of action or instrument of action, and the doer of action. Three things are there. These three things are sometimes called triputi. Triputi means three factors involved in all actions. So let the translation here is knowledge, the knowable. Knowable means the object of knowledge, subject. And the knower is the threefold mandate to work. That means they are involved in every action. The instrument, karanam, work, karma, agent, karta, constitute the threefold summary of work. So in any action, there are these three things involved. The person who does the work, karta, and karma, the action itself, how it is done, where it is done, etc. And the object of action, something was in instrument or object, some other besides me, there is something else which I used to do the work. It can be one's own mind. My mind is my instrument. I think with my mind. I move my own hand and feet, my sense organ, they are the instrument. So those instruments are there, and I am there, the person who does the things is the doer of the work, and the action itself is there. Something happens. So these three factors are there. Now, these three can be sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. We'll come to that one. Let's go to sloka number 19. Jnanam karma cha karta cha tridaiva guna bhedataha prochate guna sankhyane yata vachrunutannyapi. These now we get into a series of three things, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. That came in the 17th chapter. In the 17th chapter, we studied three things. Three kinds of tapas, sattvic tapas, rajasic tapas, tamasic tapas. Three kinds of food, all those things came in the earlier chapter. Now, this same topic continues. In this chapter, we'll study three as sattva, rajas, tamas of tyaga. Renunciation can be sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Three kinds of jnanam. Knowledge can be sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Not tamasic knowledge is also there. Karta, doer can be sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. The person can be, a doer can be sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Then buddhi, my thinking ability can be sattvic, rajasic. The people with tamasic buddhi are there. They always think in tamasic terms. Their thinking is all fouled. The tamasic buddhi. Rajasic, sattvic buddhi. And then sukham, three kinds of happiness. Happiness can be sattvic happiness, rajasic happiness, tamasic happiness. Tamasic happiness means enjoying pleasure out of creating harm to somebody. I give an example of tamasic happiness. Sometimes some people indulge in dog fighting. This something happened actually. Some people train dogs to fight among themselves, and they watch the dogs fighting with you, and they enjoy. They bring some pleasure. I don't know what kind of pleasure by seeing two animals fight with each other. Train them. They don't fight well, they will punish the dog. This is prohibited by law in this country, animal cruelty. If anybody is cruel to animal, they will be punished by the law. But people do it illegally by dog fighting, etc., cock fighting, bull fighting, etc. The tamasic pleasure, what kind of enjoyment do they get by doing this one? Tamasic sukha, that kind. Instead, we should find sattvic sukha. Sattvic sukha comes by helping other people, by doing something in an unselfish way, by worshipping God. All these things bring us happiness in a sattvic way, sattvic sukha. That we have to do, not tamasic sukha. All these things will come here. Now we shall do 19th. Jnanam karma cha karta cha tridhaiva guna bhedataha prochyate guna sankhyane yata vachrunuthanyapi. Jnanam karma cha karta, knowledge, work, and the doer. Tridhaiva guna bhedata, the threefold activities in regard to, threefold aspects in regard to work. Jnanam karma cha karta. Knowledge, action, and doer. Each of these has three aspects: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Tridhaiva guna bheda, according to guna. Guna means sattva, rajas, and tamas. Three gunas we studied before, 14th chapter, 17th chapter. According to the difference in their guna bhedataha, jnana is of three kinds, karma is of three kinds, karta is of three kinds. Karta means the doer. I am a sattvic doer, somebody is a rajasic doer, somebody is a tamasic doer. So these three kinds of distinctions, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, will come in regard to karma, jnana, karta, and other things. Where are they mentioned? Gunasankhyaane prochyate. So Gunasankhyaane means in the Sankhya philosophy started by Kapila, this is Sankhya philosophy. In that, these three gunas are described. Prochyate, they are being, they were told, they are being said. Yata ava shrunu tanepi shrunu. Listen to all these things also, Sri Krishna said. So what we are going to do next time is sloka 20 onwards. See, sloka 20, it describes sattvic jnana. Sattvic jnana. We'll do that in 20. 21 describes rajasic jnana. 22 describes tamasic jnana. Similarly, karma, etc. So three aspects: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. In regard to jnana, karma, and all. Some things you saw before. Three kinds of food, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic food we saw before. Three kinds of tapas we saw before. Here, more things are there. So let us continue that study next time. Now I shall stop here and say the closing prayer. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om, may all be happy, may all be free from diseases and other problems. May all realize and practice what is noble, dharmic, and auspicious. May no one be subject to any kind of suffering. Om, peace. May there be peace and joy in our hearts. May there be peace and harmony amongst all beings. And may there be peace everywhere in nature. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Maharaj,
Ah,
I have a question.
Kamalamma.
Yes, very silly question maybe, but
No.
it-
Any question
we,
is
we talked about, you said that the Atman is not the doer. Atman does not do anything. It is
Yeah.
just free from everything.
yes.
So when we say that you are the doer, I am the instrument, who are we giving that kartrutvam to?
Your means to Arjuna. No, what you are saying?
No, when we say, just like Thakur says, I am not the doer, you are the one who's doing, mother.
Yeah,
So
personal
who is
God.
that?
Yeah.
So who are we giving that kartrutvam to? Because Atma doesn't do anything.
No, to the personal God. Ishvara.
Okay.
God, impersonal reality, Brahman, there is no giving, no taking, there is nothing. But God has two aspects, as Sri Ramakrishna explains, with form, without form. Without form, God, there is no giving, there is no way to do anything. Brahman, pure consciousness. That is ultimate reality. There you cannot do anything. No giving, nothing. Ishvara, personal God, name and form. For our sake, God assumes name and form. If he remains only without name and form as Brahman, then we cannot do much. We can't even understand with our mind what Brahman is. But for the sake of devotee, God assumes form, various forms. Whichever form the devotee likes, he assumes that form. Out of compassion, God assumes form. With form, God is same as God without form, but makes it easy for us to deal with, to have a relationship with. So to that personal God, I offer my work. If I'm a devotee of Sri Rama, everything I do is service of Sri Rama. Oh Lord, I'm doing it for you. Thank you for letting me do this one opportunity you're given. Like this, I develop a loving relationship with God. That is the beauty of bhakti, path of bhakti. But in the bhakti, the path of jnana, they believe in impersonal reality, Brahman. I am Brahman, they will say. Then how can we do that one? Ordinary, people do that one. There are still people doing that one. But for me, I find it difficult. I'm more comfortable with a personal God. I can relate to God, explain my problems to God, pray for His grace, and all these things I can do. Personality, Ishvara, God. We offer everything to Him. So devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, whatever they do, they offer it to Sri Ramakrishna. Oh, thank you for the opportunity. All the volunteers come here every Saturday. Today there are 20 people. They do all the work here, cleaning and everything, cooking, everything they do. Then when their mind, they think, this is a great opportunity to serve Sri Ramakrishna in this way. Everything that I am doing. Some people polish the shrine utensils, some people wipe the floor of the shrine, some people change the decoration every Saturday. They're all doing it out of joy and worship as offering to Sri Ramakrishna. See, that personal feeling of love is there. That is the beauty of path of bhakti. So we can relate to God. As a servant, as a devotee, as a child, you are my father, you are my mother. You take care of me, oh mother, like this one. See how nice it is to have. Otherwise, all were Brahman, nothing.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Ah.
When you think of Brahma, can you explain it the following way? Like Brahma is like doesn't do anything, he is not the doer.
Yeah.
Brahma and then Shakti.
Shakti is a personal aspect.
Okay.
In Sri Ramakrishna says, Divine Mother. The whole Divine Mother has become the whole universe, he says. That means all creation, everything, Sati, Sitali, all of it done by the Divine Mother, personal aspect of God. Some people worship God as Divine Mother, some people as Rama, some people are different personality, all one reality, appearing in different ways, different forms and names to people of different temperaments. Some people are devoted to Divine Mother, some people are devoted to Krishna. Same one reality, appearing as many different aspects of personal God. That way, offering all work means to only the personal God, not to Brahman. When Sri Krishna says, whatever you do, offer it to me, in the Gita, he says, not to Brahman. There is nothing you can offer to Brahman. So, to personal, our Ishtadevata, our chosen ideal. That way, we come free from attachment to karma phala. Easy way. The mentally only, chetasa, sarva karmani mai sanyasya. So physically, nothing changes. You still go through the same work, do the same work in the same way, but attitude changes with love, with devotion, with joy, with gratitude. I'm doing everything for Sri Ramakrishna. I'm his child, I'm his servant, I'm his devotee. Like that, the feeling of joy will come. Work becomes a great deal of joy work brings. No drudgery, or I have to do this one, that feeling will go away. So that is the beauty of Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. But a jnani, navikanchit karami. How many of us can do that one? But he is doing everything. Then if you ask him, you are doing everything, why how can you say you are not doing anything? He says, Indriyani Indyartesha Vartante. Sense organs are doing sense objects. I am neither a sense organ nor sense object. I am free, I am the Atman. If you can do that, it is good, but I find it difficult. I have the feeling that I am the body and the mind. So long as body consciousness is there, then this path of doing it as a servant, as a child, as a servant, as a devotee, that is better, that more doable, more enjoyable. Still we can become free from karma phala. The doer is still there, But I can still become free from karma phala by offering everything to the Lord. My karma phala, everything is given to you. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu, we say at the end. Then I'm free. Whatever happens is by his grace. It is his prasada. Whatever he gives in terms of result, that I will accept without complaining. Siddhya siddhyo samabhutva. So Bhagavan has made very easy for us in the Bhagavad Gita. It does not say only one path, Jnana Yoga is that. This is easier path made available to us.
Swamiji, I have a quick question. This is Devashish here.
Okay.
You know about the Sankhya Yoga or Sankha, Kapilas, this thing. How old is that? That is very old, right? Sankha?
Sankhya philosophy.
Yeah. How old is that?
I don't know. It's not as old as the Upanishads. It came after the Upanishads. Upanishads contain the Advaita Vedanta, Am Brahmasmi. This came after that one. But
So
when, how much in time difference, I don't know. No,
So
we have one question here from.
What about when you're offering all your work to God because you're identified as the doer?
Mentally.
Yeah. What about when you're doing something that you're out of control? Like you're getting angry, but you have the awareness of I'm out of control, but I can't stop it. And then what? You still say like, God,
I'll repeat the question. Go ahead.
like I'm helpless. Please help me. This is for you. I don't know. What do you do with that? Is the question clear?
Say it again.
If you're identified as the doer, falsely or whatever, and you're offering things to God, you know, it's easier when you're doing something in service. But what about when you're out of control and you're doing something that is
You have no control.
dharmic or whatever?
You have neither control over what you have to do. Somebody will make you do. Your supervisor said, do this one.
No, like when you don't have self-control or control of your senses. Like if you get angry and you see I'm getting angry and this isn't what I want to do, but I can't stop it now. Like then how do you handle that in terms of offering it to God or being the doer?
Then that's why the question is when somebody does work when he's angry or forced to do something, whatever, how can it be offered to God?
Yeah, when you're doing something that you know is not good, but you can't stop yourself.
Yeah.
Like you don't have control of your mind at that point.
But still we have to do.
No, you don't have to do, but you're like not able to stop yourself.
Not able to?
To stop yourself. Like if you get uncontrollably angry and you're arguing with someone and you can't
that
stop
we
it.
should control.
But if you know.
Anger is one of the greatest enemies. We study in 16th chapter. 16th chapter, there Bhagavan says there are three enemies. Trividam naraka sedam dwaram nashanam atmanaha. For the three great enemies are kama, krodha, lobha, uncontrolled desire, adharmic desire, anger and greed. So when we are when you are angry, then we should calm down first before doing anything and offering or anything. So take your time to calm down. When you are angry, assume a little calmer frame of mind. Then if you do work, it will be better. Even when you are angry, if you do some work, it will not turn out to be a good quality work. So a doer must have a relatively peaceful mind to do any action properly, to offer it to God. If I'm angry and I'm doing some work, then neither the work will be fruitful, good quality, nor can it be offered to God. So first of all, when you become angry, take some time to calm down yourself. If you're angry when you're cooking, then it won't turn out to be a good product. So calm down. and control yourself. Anger comes, we are all subject to anger, more or less, some more, some less. But at least take some time to repeat your japa mantra, something you repeat, bring down the mind to calm, make it calmer. Then, if you do the work with a calm frame of mind, it will turn out to be good quality work. They can offer it to God. That will be work. So anger is there's a small book, Swami Brahmarupananda, how to control anger, in the bookstore upstairs. Small book.
Swamiji, Padma, I have a question, Swamiji.
Padma, yes.
Yeah, so by the time we come to chapter 18, Sri Krishna says that, we surrendered on to me. So the person who is completely surrendered on to God, they can claim to say, because they have understood the truth, they have accepted the truth, and they don't recognize themselves as the body or mind. They can say everything is God's doing because God is providing all the energy. And then the next level is the Gnani the Gnani, I just want to make sure that I understand this correctly. So the Gnani can say, because soul is not the doer as we understand it, right? So the Gnani would say neither the body is doing nor the Atman is doing. Is that what Gnani is allowed to say or understood to say or experienced to say, the Gnani?
The Gnani says all actions are happening at the body, mind, sense organ, sense object level, and none of those am the Atman. So is no kartatva, no agency, and no karma phala also. Karma phala will come to the body mind. But he is not affected by, I am not the body mind. Body is going through all kinds of problems because of bad karma, that. But Gnani says, I'm Atman, no problem, nothing, I'm above all this. But that's not a very easy thing to do. We have some body consciousness.
For common man to start off, at the very beginning of the lecture, we were talking about, so we have to take the responsibility of the actions that we are doing from our samskaras, like our body is doing, because mind is also part of the body, and whatever the thoughts that we have, whatever the actions that we have, and we have to take the responsibility for our thoughts and actions.
Yes, absolutely.
What do we say to a person, or if you're around a person who does everything tamasic or rajasic, thinks tamasic, does tamasic, and still says, I'm not doing everything God is doing or the Atman is doing? What can we say to them?
It won't work. As long as I have the notion that I'm doer, I cannot say God is doer. I have the distinct notion that I'm the doer, right? I don't, at this moment, I don't have the feeling I'm the Atman, I'm not the doer. I don't have that. So the body consciousness is there. Simply saying I'm not the doer does not cut it. I have the notion, experience that I'm of doing something. Then I have to say I'm the doer. So good result come, good karma, it comes to me. Bad karma brings bad result, that comes to me. Suffering, enjoyment so I have to subject myself to all the karma phala also. A person who has body consciousness cannot say I'm not the doer. He has to say I'm the doer. That's why Sri Krishna says, keep the eye. You can say you are the doer, but mentally offer it to me. Though you're the doer, I'm doing the work, I'm offering to him, you are still there as the doer. I cannot give up the notion that I'm the doer. I'm not the doer, I cannot say. I'm the doer, but I'm offering it to God.
But Swamiji, in chapter 327, they say gunas of prakriti are the reason for action. Ankar vimud atma karta aham iti manyate. That means egotistical man thinks I am the doer. Yeah. So how does this guna of prakriti? This is my one question which I haven't followed. And second is that chapter 18, shloka 16, if you compare to chapter 11, shloka 33, aren't they in contradiction? Because chapter 11:33, he says, I have already killed them. Me veta nihte purumev. Nimet matra bhavat sarva sachin. That means you just are not the doer. I have already killed them. I am the doer. But here, shloka 16, Durmati, it says that absolute is not the agent. Absolute doesn't do anything. So isn't it a contradiction? Absolute is same as Lord Krishna in chapter 11. Aren't they in contradiction, these two shlokas?
The 1133, I'm the doer, you're not the doer, the instrument, that is but a high level. You cannot, now I cannot practice that one, because as long as I have the notion that I'm the doer, then I have to take responsibility for my actions. I cannot say God did, and I'm doing all the actions, God did, and I didn't do anything. I can't say that one. Do I have the notion that I'm not the doer? God is doing everything? No. My experience is I am the doer. As long as I have the body consciousness, as long as I have the notion of doership, I am the karta. As long as that is there, I cannot say God is the doer. Either this or that. Right? Where am I right now? Can I say I'm not the doer? That we have to ask, each one has to ask for oneself. If I think I'm the doer, then I am responsible for my actions. I cannot say God did this one. I cannot do something. I not say God did the same thing. I am not responsible. I can't say that one, because I have the notion that I did the action. Then I have to own it. I have to take responsibility for my action. I cannot say God did that one. That will come. I did not do, only God did, at a very high state, when my I consciousness is merged in God. That is not at the, that's why it is not applicable to everybody. It depends on our conscience. If I think I'm the doer, then I have to take responsibility for my action. I have the freedom to do good action, bad action, in a good way, satya, tamasic way, rajasic way. I can do that. Freedom I have. I'm doing
So this
that.
is lower self. This I we are talking of is the lower self.
Yeah. As long as I have body consciousness, as long as I feel that I am the doer, then I have to take responsibility. I cannot say God did that one. That
But
comes when I don't have body consciousness. When I'm saying the only devotee, only healer, everything, that's a very high state of devotion. If you are there, then we can say that one. That's why it is not applicable to everything in the Gita, is not applicable to everybody. So that 1133 is for devotees who have merged their will in God. Only the Lord is there. I'm only a servant, or he does everything. An instrument. That feeling is required, that I have to give up my ego. He is everything. As long as my body counts, I am there, I'm the doer is there, so long I have to take responsibility for my action. I cannot say something and say God did that one. A thief also say he steals, and when judge asks him, what did you steal? He said, oh, God, I didn't do it. God did that. No? Forget, then your body will go to the jail. So you have to can't mix these two things. They're different paradigm, different levels. Yeah, am I there? When I see feeling body to do everything, I don't have that feeling. I'm a feeling that I'm the doer. Then I have to stay at this level. When I have such high devotion, that I have nobody, everything has happened by His will, by the will of the Lord.
But in any case, I can't do anything without that power. Without God's power, I can't do anything anyways.
God gives the power. How we use it to do good things or bad things depends on the buddhi. Right? Sunlight is there on everybody. Sun does not make distinction. It gives same light to everybody. Some people use sunlight to do some good action. Some people do bad action in the same sunlight. So I can't blame sun for that one. See, the God has given the power, this body, mind He has given to us. Ability to do work, ability He has given to us. How do we use it? Depends on our buddhi. If sattvic buddhi, I use all my facilities to do sattvic activity, devotion, worship, helping other people. If you tamasic buddhi, I do all bad actions and hurt other people, get into trouble. So God's power is within us all, making us to do, making able to do all actions. We cannot do anything without God's power being present within us. But that God's power, how do we use it? God has given me the power to see. What do I see? I can choose to see good things, I can choose to see bad things. But we can't blame God for that one. Right? So it's the buddhi comes into the picture there. The buddhi decides, no, this good thing I have to see, a bad thing I should not see. So that's why God has given the buddhi also has given to us to think. That buddhi can be tamasic also, thinking all everything is wrong. What is wrong, he thinks it is right, on the opposite. Then suffering will come. You have to become sattvic. Sattvic buddhi, sattvic body, sattvic mind, sattvic thinking, right action. Then you are on the right track. We have the freedom to think right from wrong. As long as you have that freedom to think right from wrong, then you have to choose to do the right thing. I can't say bad thing and say God did that one. That won't work.
And Maharaj,
Mm.
all these karmas are also depending on what we do, is depending on our past,
Yeah.
our vasanas also, right, Maharaj?
Our thoughts.
Yeah, also the free will.
Mm.
It's a limited free will that we can use to do the sattvic karmas.
God has given us some free will also to think, to decide. So to use it
Mhm.
within 10-foot circle,
Right.
that remember Sri Ramakrishna's example, a cow being tied to a pole with a 10-foot long rope.
Right.
The cow has freedom. In the 10-foot circle, the freedom, but it can't go beyond that one. So we have some freedom. This moment I can attend Gita class, I can watch a movie Saturday afternoon, right? Out of that freedom. So some people decide to watch movie on the television or play cricket. Some people playing cricket outside now, our volunteers. Some people are here in the class. So that freedom is there, limited, not unlimited, limited. That we have to use, make sattvic decisions. That ability also as God has given us to distinguish right from wrong. Right? So we have to use that one. So that where self-effort comes. Chapter 6, sloka number 5. There Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, lift yourself up by your own effort. Don't say God is the one, everything God does, good and bad. I can't say that one because I have free will, I have ability. Uddhareda atmanatmanam 6.5. So as long as you have some freedom, some ability to do things, some ability to decide, then I have to exercise it, be sattvic. Think sattvic thoughts to sattvic deeds, then I'm using my freedom properly. If I use my freedom doing tamasic action, tamasic thought, then I'll get into trouble. So that much limited freedom I have is God's grace. At a very high level, when a devotee totally surrenders his will to God, know his will of his own, then everything God does. There's no free will. Shakaliti Maricha, I'm not the doer, you are the doer. That is a very high state. As long as I have some freedom to think, some free will is there, 10-foot circle, then I can, within that circle, I can choose to do right or wrong. That ability to think right and wrong is also given to us to exercise that one. And then we can say everything God does, so I cannot do anything. Everything He does, no, we can't say that one. As long as you have notion of that I am the doer. These are nice things we have to think along these lines. These are good questions, and you have to pursue this kind of thought.